What the election showed was people rejected the Biden-Harris agenda because they didn't produce good results for those folks. I mean, you look at some of the elections where more Republicans in like the Bronx than had done 4 years ago, certainly way more than 8 years ago. And I don't think that's because of like slick campaigning or media. I think it's just because people saw and they didn't like what was being presented to them, and so they wanted a change. So I think it would have been really, really problematic if you could have an incumbent administration reelected with a record like they have. The reality is, and the media would always say, the economy's so good, the economy's so good. Look, part of the reason the jobs, whatever jobs were created, if you take Florida and Texas out, it would be hardly any job. I mean, we were generating the jobs in spite of them, not because of them. But when people see their costs going up, to just tell them that they should be happy with everything instead of doing some introspection and saying, and when Harris was asked, what would you have done different? Oh, I can't think of anything. Really? You're the change agent and you can't think of what you would have done differently? Couldn't you have said, in hindsight, we spent and borrowed too much money and that has driven inflation up and that's hurt people and we're going to tackle that. They can't bring themselves to say that. They can't admit they were wrong. Could you not have said, it was not well handled that we lost 13 American service members in Afghanistan and left massive amounts of military equipment for the Taliban to take. Like in hindsight, we should have done that better, and yet they didn't do it. So I think voters said this isn't working. 75% of the country thought we were on the wrong track. Under those circumstances, an incumbent administration should have no chance to get reelected.
Okay. This is a question from